Let me start with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick coaching his last game as Patriots head coach this weekend.
I think so. Now, like you never know what could happen. When Kraft gets into a room with Belichick next week. But I don't think this is a decision that you wake up on Monday morning and make. In other words, like in some cases, an owner will decide on the last Sunday of the season, I want to sleep on it, and it's truly a Black Monday decision. Obviously, with something like this, there's a lot more thought that goes into it, and it's a decision that Kraft's going to have made over months, not weeks. And so, like that part of it, I think makes it is going to make it more difficult for Bill to move Kraft off his spot if that's what he intends to do. And at the very least, I think what we've seen over the last 4 weeks, the team is still playing hard for Bill, and that Bill can still coach. But those were never the issues. The issues are systemic here, and I think if Bill were going to stay and then as the head coach, it would come with a lot of change around him. And, after losing the most games at any point in 30 years of ownership, I'm not sure Kraft would even be willing to do that. We'll see.
And we were wondering, are they going to use that top 5, top 3 draft pick on a quarterback? If they're sitting there at 3 or 2, are they taking a quarterback?
It's hard to say because we don't know who's making the decision right now,
Okay.
right? Like, I think we make the assumption, DP, that there's going to be some changes in personnel. And I think in all likelihood, Robert Kraft's probably going to want to hire a general manager. Now, whether that's somebody internal, external, but, even if Bill stays, I would think that maybe you'd want to empower somebody in scouting based on where the roster is right now. And we don't know who that person's going to be right now. And we don't know who the head coach is going to be. That said, I think it's very difficult to see a scenario where whether it's Bill Belichick as the head coach or Gerard Mayo as the head coach, Mac Jones is back in 2024, which puts them in play for a quarterback next year. Now, if they were to blow the whole thing up and go outside the organization and bring in somebody new from the Shanahan tree or something like that, then maybe Mac Jones would have a chance. But if it's either Belichick or Mayo, I have a hard time seeing Mac being back here in 2024, and that would put them in the market for a quarterback in the draft. Now, whether or not they're drafting third or fifth or seventh, we don't know. Whether or not they're going to like the guy who's there for them at third or fifth or seventh, we don't know. Whether that's a Penix or a McCarthy or a Nix or whoever it is, we don't know what they're going to think of those people, but they certainly will be in play. I think regardless of who's the coach, whether it's Belichick or Mayo in 2024.